I'm really
Right.
hoping now that
These
folks know.
numbers are jumping.
Yeah.
We need to see a lot of people here to comment about your hat, at least. This hat
Oh,
it's not the first time we've seen this hat in a presentation at FreshBooks.
I wore this hat at Festivus in
Hmm.
I think it was 2018, and I did a comedy routine to kind of like warm the crowd up before dinner. And the first part of the comedy routine was very successful. People laughed, they loved it. But then I went into the second part about budgeting, and people didn't like that at all. People didn't like
I
budget.
like that part, but I like an edgy routine.
It was the middle of budget season though, and you know what? I got to say something. And this is one thing about FreshBooks that I love. I had rehearsed some of my jokes in front of Mike some days before Festivus. And he
Hmm.
was like, that's all really, really good, but don't do the budget jokes. Don't do the budget jokes. He said, don't do them. He said, folks are a little bit sensitive around budget season and we're still trying to finalize the budget. And it's just not, I wouldn't go there. And I was like, thanks, Mike, for the advice. And then I did the budget jokes. And Mike was Mike was right. And I didn't hear anything about it afterward. And I think it was kind of this vibe of like, you live, you learn, people make mistakes, they're learning experiences.
Hmm.
And it was probably kind of like, I told you so in his head. Like, I told you not to do the budget jokes. Nobody laughed. You put a stain on your reputation as a comedian. And so that was
I don't think you can say you put a stain on your reputation as a comedian because some of those Star Wars jokes really killed.
yeah, I did like making jokes about, I mean, Star Wars gets shoved in our faces, in the world of tech, meeting rooms named after Star Wars. Some of us haven't seen Star Wars, so you got to throw it back every now and then when you have an
Got it.
opportunity. But I will say one
We are
thing too. I'm very excited about being able to wear this hat or any hat. As a lot of folks may realize, they haven't seen me do presentations virtually in a hat before because I've been in a situation where I've needed to wear a headset for the longest time since we've been remote.
hmm.
And now I'm in a situation where I do not have to wear a headset anymore. So I get to wear brimmed hats. It's very exciting. And these hats have been screaming to make appearances on these virtual presentations. So finally, it's happening.
Well,
Guys, I'm
me and
sorry to
all the
interrupt.
other folks at
I'm gonna
home.
just interrupt here. Sorry, be here. Apologies, guys. Our
Oh,
chat
hey,
is being
B, how's it
disabled.
going?
Sorry, my friends. We've got our chat disabled and we need to enable it. Mirna,
Cat
could
disabled.
yeah, chat's disabled. So Mirna, you need to click on the top. Oh, is it starting to work again? Did you get it, Mirna?
I see
We got
people in
it.
there.
Yay,
Yeah,
Okay,
the chat
so
is
Mirna!
working.
wait a second. Was there that little activity in the chat that we thought it was disabled? Folks, there
No, no,
are
no, no, no.
90
They
people.
let us know it was disabled. Sorry,
Okay.
Tender.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting.
Okay. No,
Get
it's not.
rowdy in that chat, everyone. I want to see too much activity that I can't even follow along with it.
Yeah, did I use an acronym someone wanted to know more about or want to know more about
like
data?
CAC.
Yep, totally. It is
Like,
a
why can't we just say CAC and like spare a couple extra syllables for us, spare everyone the snickering. There's a lot of CAC, in our presentations. All right, I'm not gonna go too far with that. David, thank you so much. Super informative. A great year-over-year growth, as you said, but very ambitious targets. And obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now. So, yeah, Brad Cook. I was gonna mention like the fully loaded thing, but anyway, we're gonna move on. Liz, people are leaving. I have some snowstorm factoids for you. So in 1972, the Iran blizzard caused 4,000 reported deaths. It was the deadliest blizzard in recorded history. It dropped as much as 26 feet of snow and completely covered 200 villages. There was snowfall that lasted nearly a week. And after that, an area the size of Wisconsin was entirely buried in snow. That was 1972. I'm just trying to make the people in Toronto in the surrounding area feel a little bit better about what's happened this week. And many of you may remember in 1999 when the mayor of Toronto at the time, Mel Lastman, called in the Canadian military to clear the snow. So that happened starting on January 2nd. There was about 40 centimeters of snow that dropped in one day. There was no thaw. And then the next weekend, another storm, another round of snow happened. And then the few days after that, another one. So on January 14th, this is January 14th, 1999. So it's almost the same time frame that this one happened this week. A CBC reporter said that Toronto had received more than 100 centimeters of snow and more was coming. And that is when the mayor called in the military. I think they only worked for a day and then he was called. He called them off. Mayor Mel Lastman, folks. He also opened a large, I think it's him that opened the large furniture store. And he recently passed, so rest in peace, Mel Lastman. One last fact before we break. This snowstorm this week trapped over 500 Toronto Transit Commission buses. 500 buses were stuck on Monday. And as of the other day, so 2 days later, Ben Spur, the transportation reporter for Toronto Star, said on Twitter, City News release says City and TTC have been working all night to recover stranded buses and fewer than 150 remain stuck. Remain stuck, folks. More than 500 were trapped by Monday's storm. So I don't know. In winter, bus transit, I don't know. Anyway, thank you, folks. A great shorthands. We used up the whole hour. Thanks to Andrea. Thanks to Pearl. Thank you, Liz. Please enjoy the rest of your week and stay warm, people that are in winter right now.